if technology gets to a point where human augmentation at least seems like a better option than what God has given us, then at what point does it become a moral issue? So, I don't think anybody has a moral issue with replacing things that are broken. I don't think most people have an issue with ornamental sort of things. But if it becomes a point where, just hypothetically, I can cut off my natural arm, replace it with some sort of cybernetic attachment, and then gain functionality, are we okay with that? There's really no other reason except the fact that I don't think that the arm I have is sufficient, and I want something better. At what point are we reaching too far, and we're no longer trying to make our lives better? We're no longer even trying to be like God. We're just trying to be gods, and I think that's something that bears a little bit of conversation, because we're dealing with some of those things right now. When you take a look at sex reassignment, gender reassignment surgeries, there's conversations about whether or not this is a basic human right. And so there's conversations in Canada and some other places where if you've got, a 12-year-old or a 5-year-old that insists that they are a boy when they're a girl, and you're denying them a sex reassignment surgery, you're violating their human rights. Well, if you're violating their human rights, then the state should take them away from you and give them what they're supposed to receive, right? So at what point is it okay to have elective modifications then of our body? And at what point are we maybe trying to be something that we're not? And I think one of the things that had come up that we talked about just sort of briefly before is, I think a pretty good starting place is if your augmentations, if the modifications that you make, if those things are taken away in the resurrection, and you're not okay with that, if that creates a problem for you, then you have a problem.